Hi everyone, I thought I'd share with you the present that I'm making for my husband. Tomorrow is our 15th anniversary and he loves English toffee, so that's what's bubbling on the stove. So what's in the pot is and I've doubled the recipe, and it's one pound of unsalted butter, 4 cups of plain white sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, and half a teaspoon of salt. Melted and bubbling until it turns amber and the temperature reaches, I think, 283, 285. I have an instant read thermometer. Oh, it's still far off. And then I will place it on a Silpat lined sheet, sprinkle over some semi-sweet chips. The heat of the will melt the chocolate, and I will spread it out. I'll probably use a, let's see if I can find it, my offset spatula, which I think was in here. Well, I don't have my offset, but I have a spatula on standby. And then sprinkle it with 1.5 cups of chopped pecans. So I'll be back at the next stage. Okay, so the sugar and butter mixture, which you have to mix. Don't walk away. This is not the kind of thing that could complete cooking on its own. You have to be near it, keep stirring it. The butter should not separate. It should be a homogeneous mixture. You'll see the bubbles rising. It's the correct color and thickness. You reach the 284 degrees that I was looking for. One of the dogs just ate something weird and coughed it up. Sorry. I don't have a candy thermometer. Mine decided to die, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spoon out, and I just put it on a little plate, and then I'm going to move you over and pour it out. And it'll find its own level. Let me scrape out all that goodness. And it's very hot. Be careful. And while it's hot, I'm going to let it sit up just a little bit. But that might be licking for me for later. I'm going to set that aside. Actually, I'm going to put it in the sink so none of the animals get to it. See how it's finding its own level? And because I made a double batch. Alright, so let me get my chocolate chips. And I'm using the mini chips. And they're semi-sweet. I'm just going to use enough that will cover. I have to do a couple of passes because I'm doing this. And because it's 28 degrees outside, I'm just going to set it out in the mudroom instead of putting it in the refrigerator once I spread the chocolate. And I have to be careful not to let any of this drop on the floor because all 4 dogs are sitting watching. See the chocolate starting to melt? I think because I made a double batch, I'm going to have to use all the chocolate up, the whole bag. You hear the snorting? That's my mom's dog, Ramsey. He sounds like a truffled pig. If only I could put him to work to look for truffles. And you can use regular chips. You could alter the recipe to use mint chips. I have some mint chips, but I like mint more than my husband, and this is really for him, so I thought I'd stick with the traditional might be enough. Let's see what else I have. Oh, I have a tiny little bit left, so I'll finish it off rather than have an open bag of chips, chocolate chips in the house. Okay. And again, I'm doing this awkwardly from behind a tripod. It'll be much easier for you when you do it. And I'll include a recipe in the description. Let me just grab my offset spatula. Talk amongst yourselves while I do that. La 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 la. Okay, I didn't find the offset, but I found my bigger spatula. So let's see. Start spreading the news. We'll let them melt just a little more. Yeah, starting to melt. See that? Melties. And if you find that it's not melting enough, you could pop it in the oven for a few minutes. I'm going to let this melt just a little more and then spread it, and I'll be back with the chopped nuts. Okay, the chocolate has melted enough for me to spread it. Some of it kind of looks like cobblestone, and I like that. So I have a cup and a half of chopped toasted pecans. I'm just going to spread them across the, you do with my right hand. Fill in bits and pieces where you don't see any. Okay. This is the part that might get a little dirty. I'm just going to press down the nuts into the chocolate. No, look at that. Nothing. So I'm going to put this out in the mudroom because it's nice and cool. I don't have to even put it in the refrigerator. Once it's set up, I'm going to break it apart. And in the meantime, I'm going to repurpose this empty Yankee Candle jar, which I have washed already, but I'm going to recover it, put a little tag on there, and fill it with these yummies for my husband, Polly, tomorrow. Maybe he'll take it to work, share with friends. So, we'll see. There you go. Stay tuned for the decorated jar and the card. Okay, so here it is. This is the Yankee Candle jar that I repurposed. It's been washed out, and I added a layer of the black cover stock, then a layer of craft paper, then a layer of the Love Letters designer paper, and I cut that with the new Spellbinders Nestabilities number, let's see, which one is this? Labels 21, and I used these two sizes, second and the third, and from the largest. Then I stamped this juicy set of lips, which is from Stamper's Best, and it's SWAC, and I'll include a link to that below, with Stays On blazing red ink, and added some Wild Orchid Craft deep red bling, and the way that the die cuts comes out, it just lends itself to put a little something something in there. So it's not too girly, but it's cute. So he's got my set of lips on there. Well, I wish these were my set of lips, although that's totally disproportionate to the human body, but that's okay. And the way I adhered everything to the glass is using this 1/2-inch score tape, which I have to tell you, I'm going to show you an oops. They don't line up, as you could see. I tried to peel it off. It is so on that I didn't bother, and honestly, he won't even notice. So had I not pointed it out to you guys, you wouldn't have known either. Then I made this little 2x2 card with another set of lips with a little personal message inside from me to him, because today is our 15th wedding anniversary. So I gave him something sweet from his something sweet. He actually calls me Peaches. or Principessa, but and it's attached on some red wire and just red florist wire. So inside I have individually packaged up the delicious English toffee that I made, and it's thick, but it's still nice and crispy, and hopefully I got the same ounce. And this way he could share with friends. He could take this to work, or he could just grab one a day. And I made a double batch, so I have so much left over that I'm going to seal some in a my vacuum seals bags and put it in the freezer, because there's so much butter content, it would turn sour or rancid if you leave it out. So I'm going to put this jar, after he opens it, in the refrigerator so he can pull out one at a time, one of the little toffee candies at a time. So it was really easy to use. Once he's emptied this out, I think I might repurpose this again. I might have to leave this on, so we'll see. I mean, I might keep something on my desk, or I might keep it for another set of candies to make for him. So there you go. There's start to finish, and I did give him a proper anniversary present. I gave him something he had been asking for. It's so silly. He wanted a metal detector, so I got him a metal detector. So he has a metal detector and just a little something sweet for him to have today. Unfortunately, he's going to be working really, really late tonight, so we won't be having our nice filet dinner tonight, so we'll probably have it over the weekend. So I think it's just going to be mashed potatoes and some kind of protein. So there you go. If you have any questions, what I'll do is I will include some photographs, up-close photographs of this project, as well as the candy and the recipe for the English toffee on my blog, and I'll include a link in the description below. Thank you so much. If anyone has any questions about any of these products, please leave me a comment. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching.